Find insight, guidance, and answers. Tune into Spirit with radio medium Laura Lee.
Thank you for tuning in to Spirit with me over the last season. I know it's not been easy, but we're still plowing through. I think it was Winston Churchill that said, if you're going through hell, to keep on going. And I believe this kind of sums up the way things are beginning to open up here in the United States. What to do, what not to do as the narrative changes day to day, which leads me to a story I'd like to share with you. My grocery store has finally offered pickup services, and this little convenience is such a blessing. Because one, I've always hated grocery shopping, and two, inside the store was becoming a little too close for my comfort level. I pulled into my spot, popped open my hatch, and waited patiently for the delivery guy to roll my groceries out to the car. When he arrived, I told him how grateful I was that they are now offering pickup and how I appreciated his time and service. He proceeded to put his head into my car hatch, and with his loose mask falling down over his mouth, he expressed how much he thought the virus was an overblown flu. He went on to say that he and his girlfriend have had numerous parties without any complications. With myself fully masked, I shared that I couldn't disagree with him more after having my father in the ICU early spring on a ventilator for over 6 weeks. And even now, he's not out of the woods. He's become a patient waiting on a donor list for a kidney. By now, the bagger was pulling his mask up over his nose and backing out of my hatch. And I went on with my story that my father was not your average senior at 75. He ran almost every day of his life, and he was especially proud he wasn't on any medications. Then I said to the bagger, "You smoke?" And he said, "Yes." "How do you know?" I didn't tell him exactly how I knew, but I said, "Then you are fortunate, and so are your friends. Keep yourself safe." As we exchanged pleasant goodbyes, I noticed his t-shirt read, "Your Guardian Angel," and I knew I had to share this story with you guys. He closed my hatch, and we went on our merry way without any conflict or angst between us, just two people with an understanding that we were coming from two very different perspectives through the pandemic. With the Memorial holiday upon us, my message from Spirit to you is practice patience in the following weeks. I know you're anxious to get on living the way you see fit, and no one blames you for that because there's comfort in what you know. But there's more than what meets the eyes, and it is beyond past precepts. Your vision of life is based on an old way of living. To thrive, consider what you see, how you feel, or hear about any given situation. What resonates? What doesn't resonate with your soul? And don't limit this information to only external stimuli. Pay attention to that small voice within that prods you repeatedly in the form of a thought, an inner vision, or a gut feeling. Listen to the call to regain momentum in an ever-changing world. Challenges that we're going to face teach us patience, especially with ourselves through the process. I know it's not unfolding at warp speed as you'd like, but everything's revealed in perfect timing with nurture and care for yourself. Now's not the time to push. Release the struggle and just remain open to the possibilities presented, and they will naturally reveal themselves to you. Weigh each opportunity at your heart and measure the consequences to proceed. If it feels good, go. Sometimes this direction isn't always the most comfortable or straightforward, but it is doable. If you hesitate, don't. Wait until it's really clear for yourself. And if a decision brings you pain, just stop. Don't go that direction, despite what others are doing around you. Trust your internal GPS system to navigate forward, because there's so much in store for you, but presented in new ways to live effectively. In the meantime, I recommend being patient with those around you, adjusting to their new environment too. Everyone's evolving, and not everyone's on the same path, and that's okay, because every situation is uniquely different, as is each person. There is, however, no time to waste on what someone says or does. It's just wasting energy, and it could trip you up. So be attentive towards your next step. Consider the consequences of your actions and your behaviors among those in your circle, and modify as you go along, because each circumstance presents new challenges as well as opportunities, like my shopping excursion the other day. And remember that there's always discomfort in not knowing what the future holds. That's normal. You just have to think of it as an adventure, a time for self-discovery into an entirely new you. It's been a pleasure serving you. If you would like to communicate with me and talk on the airwaves and have a reading, I'm available to you here at radiomediumlauralee.com. We look forward to hearing from you.